Hi folks, we're going to take a look at page 113, number 29. So here they give us the general equation of a parabola, and they give us some information about this parabola, and they want us to find the unknowns a, b, and c. In other words, the three coefficients. So let's see what they give us. They tell us that the x-intercepts occur at 0 and 8, and that the tangent to the curve at x equals 2 has a slope of 16. And of course, when you are thinking of the slope of the tangent, you should now be thinking about the derivative. Okay, let's start with the more straightforward information, the x-intercepts. All right, so if it has an x-intercept at 0, 0, that means when y is 0, we have the x value equal to 0, so a times 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c. And here we realize that right off the bat, we were able to find the value of c. It's just equal to 0. Now, we should have actually been able to see that earlier on, because while this also represents the an x-intercept, because y is equal to 0, it also represents the y-intercept, because x is equal to 0. And we know that in this equation, the c value is just giving the y-intercept. So we could have seen that right off the bat, or even if we just input the point, we see that we get that c is equal to 0. So that means that we're left with finding a and b. So that should give us a sense that we're looking to solve a system of equations with two unknowns, most likely. All right, so let's put that other piece of information in. We have that 8, 0 is also an x-intercept, so I'm going to put that into the equation. So when y is equal to 0, we have x is equal to 8, so plus b times, plus b times 8, plus, well, c is equal to 0, so that doesn't come into play, and so we end up with 0 equals 64a plus 8b, all right, which is an equation with a and b, as I probably should expect. And in fact, we can even simplify this, because I can just divide both sides by 8 and come up with something simpler. So 0 equals, divide by 8, so this will be 8a plus b. So this will be my equation 1. And presumably with this third piece of information, I should be able to come up with a second equation involving a and b. All right. So since they give me information about the slope of the tangent, the first thing I should do is find the derivative of this function. Okay. And that's pretty simple here, because a is just a constant. So it's the derivative of a. It's a times the derivative of x squared, which is 2x. So we have 2ax. Here, b again is just a constant. So the derivative is just b times the derivative of x, which is 1. So plus b. And then, of course, c was already equal to 0. Derivative of 0 is just 0. All right. And so now I can say that when the x is equal to 2, the slope of the tangent is 16. So that means I'm looking for f at f prime at 2, which is just equal to 2a times whatever 2 is here. Well, x is, it's just 2 plus b. And I know that the slope of the tangent there is 16. So we have 16 equals 4a plus b. All right, and there's our second equation. And so now I'm just going to solve this. So I'll put this here, 0 equals 8a plus b, and I could just subtract them. All right, and I got 16 equals negative 4a. Try to ignore the phone. A is equal to negative 4. So there's our second value. And now we're going to find the last value, which is b. So I'll just input that into 1. So here 0 is equal to 8 times a, which is negative 4, plus b. So b is just equal to, this is negative 32, bring it to the other side, positive 32. And there you have it. There's the three values we were looking for. So again, what did we do? We just didn't do anything special. We just applied the information that we were given. We were given an x and y value, put that in. We were able to determine that c was equal to 0. Put in the other x and y value. We determined an equation with a and b, and then use the fact that the slope of the tangent at 2 was equal to 16. In other words, the derivative of f at 2, okay, was equal to 16. Found the derivative to find a second equation in a and b, and was able to solve the system of equations. Okay, so with these types of problems, it really is just using the information that's given in the most straightforward fashion. Okay, that's it for this one.